Actually, a little bit chilly this morning, but you know that hot weather is on the way, and you're going to want your air conditioning to be working properly. Brian Bowersock, the Auto Man, joins us again this morning from West Auto Group. Great to talk to you again.
Good to see you.
Love the displays that you put out here.
Well, thank you.
So what do we have, and what do we want to learn this morning about air conditioning and keeping it going?
So we're talking about AC systems this morning, and it just kind of keeping a checkup on them before we get into the extremely hot weather. Typically what happens is the hot weather hits, and quite quickly here in San Diego, as you know, we'll go from this to extremely hot.
Right.
And at that point, everybody panics because they turn sitting in the freeway traffic.
Right.
You know, as Renee says, something's backed up, and you turn on the AC and it just doesn't work the way you need it to.
In your experience, what's the most common reason the air conditioning doesn't work?
Well, we get a lot of different things going on, but a lot of times it's just lack of maintenance. AC systems have a lot of small O-rings, things like that can leak a little bit of Freon over time. So what we'll often see as a car gets to 5, 6 years old, you turn on the AC, just doesn't cool as well as you want it to. So some things could be going on there, and it's pretty simple to check it out, and should be done. You know, just ask for an AC checkout at a qualified facility, and they can do so. But a couple things that we laid out here that we always want to do, and that is number one, we check the pressures on the system, which tells us is it full of Freon, obviously. The pressures are up there and good, things are working. The vent temperature, we're usually looking at somewhere between low 40s to low 50s.
That's a temperature of the air as it comes out of the vent.
Comes out of the vent, yes, sir.
Okay.
We're looking for great temperature there. We want to make sure the cabin filters, most cars have cabin filters these days. We often see them plugged like this filter here, which will reduce the airflow, which reduces the cold air, which makes the AC not work properly.
Well, also the quality of the air coming into the cabin that you're breathing.
Absolutely. So these filters do remove a lot of pollens, things like that. And when they do get full of contaminants, they get small tears in them, and that stuff starts to come into the cabin again.
Gotcha. How would you go about, I guess go to your mechanic, find out whether or not you do have a car that you say most cars have these filters.
Correct. Most newer cars, yes.
Because I think about it, I don't know that I've ever had, I got an older car, as I've said, and I don't know if I've ever had the cabin filter checked.
And well, that's a good question, and a lot of times if it hasn't been recommended of that, your car may not have one. That's a possibility. Or somebody's not recommending it like they should.
Gotcha.
Like I said, it's often forgotten. We find them dirty and packed full of leaves and everything else just because nobody has addressed them ever.
Okay.
So when we first see a car in. Another great service that, along with this checking the belts and temperatures and all that, making sure all the system's working, is cleaning what's called the evaporator core. This is what's inside your dash, and this also gets a bunch of dirt and contaminants on it. We can actually drill a small hole into the compartment that holds this. We spray it and clean it. Everything drains out the bottom drain of it, and it removes most of the pollens, dirt, and contaminants off of it. So if your vehicle's a little older, over 5, 6 years, that's often a good process to go through. It often helps folks that have lung issues, things like small children, older folks.
Obviously make it more efficient. It'll work better that way. And we just have a few seconds left, and the last thing, you got your compressor here. That's got to be in good working order.
It does, and hopefully you don't have to replace this. Obviously staying on top of the system, keeping it full of Freon and stuff and checked regularly will help prevent, but if one does fail, as we spoke about a little bit ago, this can be quite the endeavor to replace and quite expensive
just too because of the labor. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we make sure the hoses are in good shape. We don't see any leaks around them. Just keep the system working properly, and a lot of times it'll save you money in the long run.
The Auto Man, Brian Bowersock, thank you so much.
Glad to be here.
Thanks
as always,
for the tips.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
You got it.
And let's send it over to Renee. What's up?